I'm Colin O'Keefe, and this is LXBN TV. Open source software can be a valuable tool in building technology products, but when it comes to selling your product and deal making, it can make things a little bit more complex. Joining me now to explain what you need to know, we have Travis Crabtree. He's an attorney in Houston with Gray Reed, and he is an author on the superb blog, the eMedia Law Insider. Travis, first, let's start with a quick primer on open source software. How does the licensing work, and what is copyleft, as I saw you describe it in a recent post?
Sure. Some of the common nomenclature in this area is Creative Commons, or you've maybe heard of a GPL, a generally public available license. And really what that is, it was started by a community who wanted to share. And so they would make this code available to anybody and everybody when they built a basic product, with the general idea that we want the community as a whole to improve upon this product. But when you do, you have to share your improvements back to the community so everybody benefits. In a utopia, in a nonprofit world, it sounds like a great idea, and it's based on some benevolent reasoning behind it.
I see. And then second, when we're talking about open source software, it's oftentimes used in addition to other code in a product. I know we here at LexBlog even use a bit of open source code in our platform. So how does the licensing work when it comes to combining open source software and open source code with your own custom code?
Well, unfortunately, I got to give you the answer that every lawyer hates to give, and that is probably the answer to every question you've ever asked, and it really depends. Each product, whether it's Mozilla's Firefox or the Linux operating system type code, is based on different licenses, and so there are a handful of several of traditional licenses that are used. Generally speaking, when you build and improve upon it, and it's still kind of the core function of what that original software was, you've got to give it back. Now, when you're just using it in-house, like what LexBlog is doing, that's all fine and dandy. You're not selling that to other people. You're utilizing it, so you don't necessarily have to share it. Now, if LexBlog were to sell to somebody else, that's when it starts getting more complicated.
I see. And then speaking about that type of thing, what should companies do proactively when it comes to deal making and when it comes to possibly selling a company when they use open source software within their products?
First I'd tell you that every large company, or especially a software intensive company that's been around for more than 5 years, has software subject to GPLs and to this copyleft issue. And so what you need to do, and what any acquirer, somebody that's purchasing you, is going to make you do, is do an audit of your code so they can get a handle on what is subject to these GPLs and the copyleft issues. And so if a sale is on the horizon or you're concerned about it, you can try to address it now. And then with most of these licenses, they allow for what's called dual licensing. There's the Creative Commons part, the sharing for the public good, but they can do it where they also, instead of having that free one, they can give you a commercial license. And we're not talking about expensive. Some of these guys are the prototypical guy in the garage, and for $100 you can have a commercial license, which gives you the right to do whatever you want with that code, even though the rest of it is open to the public. The improvements you make on a dual license, you can keep secret, you can sell it, and do whatever you need with it.
I see. Very interesting. It's funny, I hear about it in so many different areas of law that everyone needs to be proactive when it comes to this type of thing. And a code audit, as you mentioned, definitely fits under that umbrella. Once again, that was Travis Crabtree of Gray Reed. For more of his insight on open source software and on other topics in media and technology law, be sure to visit emedialaw.com. Thank you for joining me today, Travis.
My pleasure, Colin.